Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Infused Transitions. For those of you who are returning and for those of you who are brand new, I appreciate you all, and I thank you all for being here and being a part of this channel. I am going to be doing just a general reading for the general collective. Again, these videos are timeless. So whenever you come across this video, if it resonates with you and you choose to view the video through, then the information is timeless. It's useful to you whenever you view the video. If anything doesn't resonate with you, leave it behind. Feel free to click away. So for today, we are going to be looking at, we're first going to ask, let's just get started. Let's find out just where our energy is at. Where is our energy at currently? Where is our energy at currently? Okay. Community. Is there a card underneath that? Nope. Community. Oh, action and deceit. Okay. Adjacent possibilities is on the bottom of the deck. All right. So we're going to get more information, of course, but I guess I'm really feeling very drawn to the idea or the concept here that within one's community, right? And our community isn't just our friends, it's not just our family, it's all of the different kinds of communities that we're in, right? It kind of feels like there's an action that needs to be taken because there's this deceit energy floating around. But let's dig a little deeper. Let's see what else we get here. I'm noticing in this community card, I don't know if you really look at the expressions on the faces of the people within this card. I don't know. There's something about the expressions to me that are like one seems rather bored. One seems rather, I guess I'm getting the word and the feeling standoffish. And then there's this person over here who's like, they're all about this love, right? We got all the red going on and around. She's the only one dressed in red. She literally has some roots and or branches, tiny branches coming out of the top of her head, which I've never noticed that before. So that's really interesting to me. Let's see what that has anything to do with, if anything. I guess too, it's, there's different, right? There's one that's different, and different is not a bad thing. Oh, look at this. We got commitment red on the bottom of the deck. Different, and there's nothing wrong with being different. It's just sometimes as we grow, as we expand, we change. And sometimes what used to fit doesn't really fit anymore. It can be about fooling ourselves because we don't want to change. We want to change, but we don't want to change different things in our life because even if we don't like them, we're comfortable because we understand it. We know what to expect in that setting, right? To move beyond this and move forward, expand in our light that is beginning to grow, beginning to expand, right? Beginning to ascend further. We have to leave behind some things. I guess, yeah, I shouldn't say have to, but most of us end up leaving some things behind. Some things just fall away. Things could be people, places, situations, events, a way of doing, a way of being, a way of perceiving, right? Yeah. And the deceit isn't necessarily like, oh, somebody's trying to, do something. It can literally mean, we just don't want to look at whatever is changing, whatever we're dealing with on the inside. We often don't want to look at that. And sometimes we have to get pretty uncomfortable before we're finally ready to start making some changes. Let's see what else we have. We have ghost lands. The bone collector. I like her. Let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, two more. Okay, that makes total sense. All right. And we have deep freeze on the bottom of the deck. All right. Interesting. It's interesting that deep freeze is on the bottom of the deck and we have ghost lands. Now, again, I'll just mention here, I am an intuitive reader, so I may or may not have messages that are what is in the books of the authors of the various decks I use. Because again, I'm reading intuitively. So when I look at these two, this is on the bottom of the deck, deep freeze, and then we have ghost lands. Now, when I look at this of the ghost lands, I guess the biggest things I'm looking at is, even though we can have challenges along the way, again, going with this whole, it's time to move forward. It's time to shift some things up and finding your community, finding your people who are on the same page or same path as you. This doesn't mean that we have to find people exactly like us, but it is about people who, if you're on a journey of growing and expanding, right, shifting and all of that, it's helpful to have people who are on that same path, that same journey, whatever that looks like for them, right? Versus people who maybe aren't ready to begin a journey of something different. And so it just makes it very difficult for those who want to stay here and don't want to move forward, and you're wanting to move forward. It's very difficult to try to be in both, right? With the ghost lands, I guess, again, to me, what I'm seeing is, one, even in the varying shades of gray here, there's light, there's white, there's light, there's some brightness. Yes, it's got ice on it here and there, or waterfalls. I can't really tell if this is supposed to be water or ice. I would say whichever it is to you, that's what it represents. If it's ice to you, I would say there's if you're going along with this theory, there's a thawing, if you will, that will begin to take place, right? The other thing is, having these dials here. We've got astrological, we've got Roman numerals, we've got symbols. I would say that this is, this is something that by shifting up and beginning your journey or continuing to move through your journey, you're shifting things not only for yourself in your here and now, but you're shifting things for yourself multidimensionally. Again, that might not resonate with everybody. It just, and that's fine. You can be multidimensionally. It can be your various life areas. But I really do feel like where we begin to move in one, we can shift things for ourselves as we reverberate out over time, over dimensions, paths, timelines, journeys, right? The bone collector, again, we have this thing about time, and I'm really feeling like it's time to move. It's time to take action. It's time to shift these things up and continue with your journey. The bone collector tells us that we already have everything we need. It is a matter of discovering what is within, both the challenges and the triumphs, the challenges and the supports, those things that help us to expand and to grow, to learn and move beyond, right? She tells us we already have everything within. It really is a matter of just looking within. And again, because she has this white lighting cloud over her head, followed with the gold, I would say it is very much about being connected with, God, source, spirit, universe, utmost high, whatever that is for you. And it's also about just this beautiful, I guess when I see yellow, I tend to associate that with our solar plexus, which is where we house or have our power, our empowerment of within. So it feels like it's a combination of taking our enlightenment, taking our connection with whatever is our source, along with our solar plexus, our power from within. When we access basically our own power within our solar plexus, and we connect through with, again, God, source, spirit, a most high, universe, whatever that is for you, right? That is a very powerful combination. I was also going to say, again, with this combination between the deep freeze and the ghostlands, because there is so much what to me looks like ice, but again, we've got these varying degrees of grays and whites. And then here we go. We've got the thaw is beginning, right? There's times when we're not ready to begin a journey, when we're not ready to move forward, to shift and change, to take action, to create something new and different and better for ourselves, something higher in vibration and frequency, right? We get stuck. And we can be put in basically a deep freeze because we're just not in a space where we're ready to move and change and do those things. But to me, this is saying things are changing because there is a deep freeze, right? It's not like it's, springtime and everything is all warm. And I mean, look, it's total opposites, right? I mean, this almost looks like a desert land behind her. But the thawing has already begun. Right? Because we've got running water. The lion itself, though still sleeping, is not as deeply frozen as what we see around it. So I really feel like something has shifted enough that you are in a place where you're feeling like you're ready to start making some changes. Maybe really start looking at yourself instead of refusing to see, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I do want to change my life. Maybe I don't like this or that in how it's unfolding or happening within my life. So I need to take action. I need to make changes because I'm responsible for me, right? Storm fields. So this can be taken in a couple of different ways. Again, I feel like, this home, right? It's where we're used to being. It's where we're used to being. And when we start to take action and we start to shift things up because we want something different, we want something higher in quality, in frequency, and vibration, it shakes things up. It shakes up our community. it shakes up our home life, whether we're by ourselves or living with numerous people, it doesn't matter. It's going to change. It's a domino effect. I wouldn't say that it necessarily has to be a tower moment, which so many people put tower moment means it has to be bad. Well, not necessarily. I guess that's your perception. If that's your perception, that's nothing wrong with that. But all I'm saying is a tower moment can simply mean that what you're doing is working. And why is it working? How is it working? How can you see if it's working? Because it's shifting things up. It's shaking up your world. And yes, there might be times when there are things that are challenging or uncomfortable to go through in this shakeup. But look at what's in the foreground. You know, there's still blooms. There's still, I can't tell if that's a butterfly on there, but there's still beauty within the shakeup is basically what I'm saying. It's about looking and seeing it, right? Looking at life and at your experiences and things that are happening even in your shakeups of the silver lining, or, you know, not to be a Pollyanna and ignore the challenges. No, but we're saying you can look at the challenges. You can process them. You can look at them. You can acknowledge them. You can process them as you're going through them, but they don't have to define you. They don't have to keep you frozen or stuck. You can continue to move forward. This solitude card to me it's almost like, look, okay, so here's this storm and there's like all this downpour of rain, right? And this place, this home is surrounded by land. Now it's surrounded by water. It looks different. It feels different, right? But there's still this beautiful guiding light there. It's not being in the dark at all. There's reflection. In your solitude, in that transition time, sometimes when we're changing our community up, there's times where we feel very alone. There's times when we truly are by ourselves. And again, utilize that time. Reflect upon yourself. Reflect upon the changes you have made, the changes you want to make, the changes you are going through in this moment. Solitude to me is a beautiful thing. I enjoy my time alone. I miss it when I don't have it. I love my time alone. So solitude doesn't necessarily have to be, a difficult thing. It's not a punishment. A lot of times people will look at when things aren't going right that they're being punished, which is another whole topic. But bottom line is, I feel like that's very old paradigm, outdated, non-serving paradigm perception, in my opinion, which of course you can take it or leave it, however it works for you. All right, let's see what else comes forward here. All right, what other messages do you have for us? Ooh, okay, nice. Okay. Right. So we have the Rainbow Prince. This is about compensation and perseverance. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. I have a thing with rainbows. I have an affinity with rainbows. I've had several experiences with rainbows that are pretty unique. But I mean, this rainbow of color, it's very, very healing. It's coming in again, spirit, source, God, most high, universe, whatever that is for you, your spirit team is there's this beauty of light. It is just so healing. And I'm liking that it's giving both compensation and perseverance here, because it is, you know, if you persevere, you go through the challenges, you as well as the glories and the victories, right? And the good times, taking the good with the bad, taking the bad with the good, right? Utilize your time, right? They're saying if you persevere through this and you don't just give up and, you know, fall back to old ways or whatever, or to old groups or to old non-serving things, there is a compensation for this, and a compensation that is beautiful and it's wondrous. For some, going through all of this is cleaning things up and clearing things out for this sacred union to have the space to come forward. Now, whether this is for someone who, you know, you're already in a relationship with this person and maybe it's just new space needed to be freed up so that new life could be breathed into this relationship. For others, it's going to be a whole new relationship coming forward. So that's quite beautiful. I feel like this is very much so things that you can look forward to should you decide to go on this journey of expanding and ascending beyond where you currently are at. This was one of these. All right. Kind of an outcome are we looking at here that is the probable outcome for now? What's the probable outcome that we have for now? Nice. So we have reconsider. The situation will improve, and yes. All right. To me, this reconsider is because there's some who may be sitting here going, you know what? I was going to do that, but it just seems too hard. It's just too much. I can't do it. They're asking you to reconsider. Reconsider not following through with your prompting, your thought, your choice, your decision was, you know what, I'm going to shift these things. I'm going to move these things. And then sometimes when things get difficult or when things even just first begin, right, they seem very scary because they are pushing us out of our comfort zone. They are, you know, unnerving and all of that. And so sometimes some people are very tempted and then follow and do fall back and decide, you know what, it's just too hard. I'm just not going to do it. They're saying reconsider. If you're thinking about not following through with this, they're asking you to reconsider, right? Because I mean, look at the compensation. Look at the beauty that's coming your way should you decide to follow through, right? They're also letting you know, even when it's hard, it will improve. It's simply a phase. It's not, you know, the storm, right? The storm it's just a phase. It'll pass. It'll pass. It'll get better. And then we just have this beautiful yes. Yes, 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 yes. I mean, this is just such a beautiful, beautiful card. Again, we have the rainbows. We have a peace dove in flight. You know, she's got the flowers in her hair. She's got these beautiful crystal-like jewels around her neck. And we've got coins coming down and around over here, or coming up and around over here. There's a lot of angelic support, spiritual support, a lot of light, right? So, I mean, that looks pretty sweet to me. I think that would be something that I would want. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to leave it here at that. I hope this message helped any of you who are in the process of making a choice or a decision to move forward or to make some changes in your life. And until next time, bye.